And here we go. Thanks for waiting. We're ready to jump into game number 2 once again on Erangel after huge victory of Istanbul Wildcats. Can they do it again? We'll have to wait and see.
Of course. Great first game, as you talk about. Istanbul Wildcats, Northern Lights, and Team MOOPHEUS. The only 3 teams to score points in double digits. So that was it's a great start for them. And I said, like, to secure double-digit points is really important in any game, but especially first game of Group E. So we look at the overall standings. As I said, Istanbul Wildcats, Northern Lights, Team MOOPHEUS, 17, 16, 13 with Red Foxes.
Almost getting there.
PEL Open team finishing in 3rd place from point standing point of view. Great start for them.
Yeah, they picked so many fights, especially that huge move against the likes of Team Unique. That's what allowed them to really get, like, they got 4 points out of that. Exactly. That huge outplay on that compound was definitely greatly done from them. And just a lot of good points. Unfortunately, 2 teams not making a big splash. PG-18, they stayed in the circle very, very long, didn't get involved in fights, and that's the reason why they mainly didn't get, unfortunately, points out of any kind of kills. Tempest also the first team to get taken out of the picture, very unfortunate for them. And so they can try and catch it up for the second game on Erangel, as the game is starting up in 2, 1, let's freaking go.
Yeah, of course, like, it's still, again, it's early days, right? You know, we're gonna have 4 days of action for Group B alone, 16 teams, and then we'll, of course, have a 4-day break, and we'll go back to Group A and then Group B. So even after 4 days, even though the teams will be halfway through their PLC journey, it's going to give them plenty of time to do VOD reviews, to go back on the games, to look at what the other teams did, how they can look to, you know, whether it's fix their rotations, fix their synergy, maybe just, you know, improve their communication. It's just about getting that level of evolution and finding the way to improve.
Most of the time, your day 1 is going to be school day for most of these teams, just to try and
learn
as much as possible.
Something like that.
There it is. The drops will be coming on through. Some kind of similar rotations going to have then the likes of Forking going once again for Primorsk. They had a really good stage at that point. Team Unique again going for the likes of military base. No big surprise right there. And a few teams actually, you have a few locations that are now open for the drop phase. That's going to be likes of actually Milta and Milta Power. Going to see if some teams do go there. It seems like Red Fox might be intrigued to go to that location.
They might indeed. And just kind of like, just to touch upon again, like what you're saying about kind of the school day for them. They all, every single one of these players, they all hold themselves to such a high standard. I'm sure they have such high expectations. As I said, they've a lot of experience within PUBG and the PUBG community in the game, so they all have high standards themselves. It's a matter of hoping that with their teammates, being able to put it together in the moment. But that phase 1 circle, game 1, it was deep west, now it's deep east.
Complete opposite. Complete 180 on this game, but this time also on school. Normally it was Northern Lights that had it, but this time seemed like MJ-Esports want to get a little bit involved. They got one nice knock actually away, and they can try and maybe close on top of a Perfectix. He did get 8 kills last game on his own on game 1. That's just pure insanity. Let's hope we don't see him go out early game, and he doesn't have any meds. He's down to now mid HP. Mini and Stratos around the corner. Same with Junnu. They can try and close on through, but they haven't scouted him out quite yet, staying prone down.
Well, Northern Lights, they are a super strong team as it is made up of so much individual talent, but you also can't deny that Perfectix, especially in that game 1, will stand out for his team. So him going out early on would definitely be a bit of a blow for Northern Lights. So right now he's part of the nature. He's a tree, he's a bush. Hoping MJ-Esports don't spot him, but deep is most likely going to lose his life.
Yeah, back over to Pachinki. Team MOOPHEUS. Huge team last game. That positioning on the side of Quarry definitely made them a huge opportunity to get a bunch of kills, so that's why they're decently positioned overall. Pachinki not getting denied from them whatsoever, so no fight's going to be picked up over here. Back over to Brute Force. Znaya Poliana. Nothing also. I think we really have like very, very split drop compared to last game. And because the plane was also a little bit more central, so you're going to have a little bit more even spread for these teams. So no big fights early. I'd like to see actually if Perfectix is he's still standing his ground actually, checking on the board. Can do once again exclamation point a map in chat if you want to check out what is going on with that fight. Team Unique also another team that has a full compound under control. Easy loot.
Yeah, they did go out relatively early on in that last game. Going down to the side of MJ-Esports. So let's see what they can do in this game too. ELGIGANTEN Gaming, as I said, if you've just joined us, ELGIGANTEN Gaming, the former roster of Powerful, who finished first in the PELC promotional stage of Phase 2. They dominated with an average of 10 points per game in 16 games, which a lot of them came from kills. They were dominating on those maps, on this Miramar that came in clutch so many times, Erangel. Of course, I'm going to be interested in how they do in Sandhawk, as he's a bit more aggressive, but we'll find out. As Brute Force, Maken does get taken down from Tempest. Hjort.
Yeah, maken going to be the second player to go down overall. Tempest still trying to find a few shots on top of HalloSenpai. Brute Force does make it out. Going to be remaining with 3 members. Just getting a few nice shots in the head there, but doesn't quite get anything extra. Going to try and get to the safety of his team. And he should be just fine. Though no distance, you can see another team rotating. That's going to be Jokers.
Yeah, Hjort from Tempest securing his first frag. A PLC Phase 3. So it's good to kick it off somewhat early on in the phase as PG18. Again, another team that went out with 0 points early on in game 1. As always, like a lot of these teams, a team that have pulled in so many strong performances throughout the previous phases, a lot of experience within the world of PUBG esports, and they're just hoping that they can make it as far as possible with high expectations on the line in this phase. Hopefully make it to PEL in 2020.
Let's hope so for them. Northern Lights, though, in the distance. Did it get scouted up by Hawk? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is. Take some shots. Definitely scouted. Where's that mini? Didn't quite find Spyro or OK Bro. They are doing a split there. Only 2 members on their side. Got to be a little bit cautious. Well, he hasn't moved from school.
Yeah, Team Oop's just kind of flanking around, right? So you hold the angles, you look to essentially pinch them in, create that kind of blanket effect where they'll have no essentially area to move, but they manage to actually get into the vehicle and move out of that compound. Hey, look, for the side of Team Oops, all that's going to do is possibly just give them that compound to hold on to themselves. As up in the kill feed, ELGIGANTEN taking out a couple of members of Istanbul Wildcats, the winner of game 1.
Because they did rotate away from their coastline. Their usual play style that we saw in the game 1. This time they're trying to shift it over, trying to play maybe a little bit more aggressive. But Istanbul Wildcats, now they got that compound under control. This fight should not go really any further. Just a battle of knocks, really. That's what you're really expecting from these kind of skirmishes.
True.
As especially if you do get a knock, like pushing it with this open area, it might be a little bit scary.
But the good thing for ELGIGANTEN is they've managed to turn those knocks into frags.
Exactly.
Into kill points. And points mean prizes in the world of PUBG esports. As no tag team, they're moving their way through from the west side of the circle. O'Connell is, for me, O'Connell is probably my favorite player of PUBG. It was back in when I did the phase 2 for the week. There's a game in Miramar where he proned himself down and he got a 1v, if I'm not mistaken, it was either a 1v3 or 1v4 situation, and to me that was just like, yep, O'Connell's my man for PUBG. Yeah, he is my favorite player of PUBG. I hate to say I have a favorite, but I do. It is O'Connell from the side of No Tag Team.
He's like the Mage Bane of Group B.
Something like that, yeah, something like that. He just stood out for me from that point of view. A lot of these players do. As Airstation, Mike, fEJK, and Jazza, they hold building each, looking out across the way inside this circle. See, with the circle and being so far in the east, it's forced a lot of these teams to kind of come a bit closer together compared to a game that would be more of a central circle. So we're seeing a couple more frags, a couple more knocks compared to maybe other games as we hit the 8-minute mark. As Reggie Bird did get knocked down, but will be revived by Hockey.
Yeah, team moves earlier. They did move out the other team that had that compound. They got it for themselves. I think it's really good to apply pressure on the teams trying to rotate through that field there, especially when you're in the car. Easy to predict those shots. Tempest, we talked about them earlier. Last position in game 1. 0 points up their sleeve. Not the best way to start it off. Maybe they're just heating up, just fine. And if you talk about coastline rotation, they're doing it exactly that way. Team Unique. Team that had a little bit of a struggle last time. Like I said, they can try and get a better position as they rotate towards the likes of Milta, mainly Milta Powers. I'm pretty sure they're going for that location. And they're the team that's the furthest away from any opposing team with PG-18. So they should just be safe for the next phase or two.
And yeah, you touched upon like Tempest getting 0 points in that game one. Hey, look, these teams are allowed kind of bad performances. It's never going to go their way. Just to give an example from what we've seen from... Oh, no, actually, no, before I go into that, look at that phase circle. Look at that shift. It's still going so far. It's about 60% water. I've a lot of sympathy for these teams, but less sympathy, more action going on as the side of BetterLuckNxTime. Ardix taking down Yannick on the side of No Tag Team.
Yeah, No Tag Team going to be losing one of their members. Tempers are going to try and rotate away, get towards maybe a more central compound, because now you can see all the teams are shifting because you have such a small area to work with, 50% water on the next phase. And we talked about it earlier, phase one, you had a bunch of kills because you had so much water. You have even more this time around, so there are going to be so many flushes.
The good thing is that there are quite a few little compounds on the coastline that the teams can occupy, but then when you get into kind of like phase 3 circle shift, is it going to shift north or southward? So do you kind of get into the center? But we will obviously find out as Yort from the side of Tempest going in a 1v3 situation. Can he turn it in his favor? He's now going to try and back off down to 28 health. No! Knocked it down from Jazza.
Tempest, they're coming up slowly.
Wildcats. Is Cleve going to be able to get that revive off? The grenades now starting to pop out from both teams. Bookie, I love the IGN, gotta say, on his side. Trying to fire shots on Jazza. Down to 15 health, but secures that knockdown for his side. Isn't able to get the revive onto Yort. He'll just get taken out as Istanbul Wildcats. Kind of in a bit of a pinch right now, but do they have the protection of the compound? Hani still has full health, trying to drive, trying to find those shots off. All the while, Team Unique are eliminated once again early on, but this time in 16th place by the side of MJ-Esports for the second time coming. Second game in a row. Feels bad, man.
You're going to have nightmares at this point. Here it is. Hani trying to find a few more shots. It is a 3v2. They did have a knock there. They're going to try and regen back up Laza. It seemed like Tempest actually want to back off from this fight, which I do understand is a little bit scary to get caught, like, close cornered up in this fight with the likes of Istanbul Wildcats, and they're going to go to another compound, just play a little bit safer.
I think the reason why they're backing off is because the nade meta is so strong, and without knowing exactly for sure, they could have ran out of nades. And it's so hard to breach that compound when you're on the low ground. You can't really get the peaks that you want. They have the protection of the windows and the walls around the building. It's just a bit of a dead end. And Tempest making a smart move, plus the fact that they were down a member as it was, makes sense for them to back off.
Definitely, if you want to compound breach, grenades are going to be your go-to kind of item or utility to try and get in there. Team moves on to get there. They're just the chillest team in this game. I have the impression they don't need to rotate. They're on the very edge. No team going to be coming from behind, so they just can focus all of their pressure on their big 180-degree front line. And they got a bunch of teams actually in their angles, especially up there a little bit up front. But there's a lot of trees going to be cutting down their visibility quite a bit. And Joker's actually. Red Fox going to be close to the 2-2 split. And he is actually on his own. So if Red Fox want to turn this in a kill and maybe try and take that compound for themselves, they could definitely do so, as only the boom from Jokers is there.
Yeah, the Jokers, a new roster in PLC Phase 3, took the spot of Winside Esports. So they want to take advantage of this and kind of go, hey, look, we deserve to be here. We're going to make an impact and hopefully get into the finals of this phase 3 of PELC. As this next circle shift, it's gone deep down south. So Four Kings, Northern Lights, Brute Force, PG-18, they're all kind of outside the circle as our team moves. But Airstation Mike, who are in a bit of a 2-2 split, they're well inside the circle on the coastline. As ToWzErA is looking for a bit of a peek, looking for a couple of shots onto Brute Force, AmerouuS. But now going to get into vehicle, probably going to join up as a 4-man team.
I think that would be the best call. We're actually trying to rotate away from this compound. ToWzErA can be the last member. Just going to be not going to the rest of the team of Airstation Mike. Actually, they might actually pick a fight with MJ-Esports in the distance.
See, it's that little thing, Max. ToWzErA did get in the vehicle initially, but the reason why he got out was because AmerouuS would have heard the sound of the vehicle moving up, so he got out just to peek to make sure that he wasn't potentially being shot up and potentially, hopefully, to get a bit of a put AmerouuS in a bit of a catch-out position. then got back in the vehicle to join the rest of the team. It's the little things like that.
It's safe.
But it makes a difference because he's being aware. He's looking to catch Aimerou's out. Didn't, but still playing safe.
Better luck's next time. They're still in the open. Almost making it to the next circle phase, so they should be just fine. They have a little bit of a high ground to work with. The few remaining members of actually no tag team are not too far by. They do have Lipovka as a compound, so really good defense potential from them. They're going to try and slowly work their way in. They're expecting, I think, a shift because they're trying to give away their vehicles. But oh my god, Red Fox and Joker are going to be clashing back and forth.
Yeah, Seth seemed to be a little bit on his own. Although now the smoke grenade has come out as the Tab is going to probably look for that revive. Smoke grenade didn't quite hit the mark of the rock, but it should do enough to get that revive off. As Red Fox now going to turn their attention towards the rest of the Joker's team. Apologies.
Red Fox, they always do their 2-2 split. They do have a pretty good building to work with, actually. But the fact is, right now, the boom from Jokers is actually really split from his team. It's a 3-1 split. And if the boom does get knocked away, pretty sure going to lose that member. But he's not scared of picking fights, actually. Taking a few shots with that mini, if he does find the opportunity.
But I love the position of Red Fox because it's a 2-2 split, but they do have two players in a bit of a higher level compound. So not only is it giving them better angles, but it's also giving them kind of slightly higher angles, giving them much more awareness and a much higher level of perspective. As AmerouuS is still inside that wizard tower. He doesn't need to move, right? He's inside circle, stay in his own. What he's going to be able to do is just give that communication and, of course, fire those shots off to possibly get a knockdown and a frag secured onto the Wanderer from PG-18.
Damn, despite being on his own, he's doing some work. The next shift, where's it coming on through? A little bit away from the coastline. Going to be pretty good for the teams like Istanbul Wildcats, Tempest, and also the likes of MJ-Esports. They have so many roads next to their compound. They can just dictate a lot of the rotations happening.
True, but Airstation, Mike, they're still on the coastline, but they still hold... Well, they don't... The compound that fEJK is in is just outside the circle, but the rest of their team, they hold the kind of dip of that coastline, which is going to give them great protection, but still angles of shots over in the teams around them. As we do see GRISHKAPOWER on the side of Four Kings, knocking down Spyro on Northern Lights. Haven't had the most comfortable of games so far, but okay, bro, returning the favor. Going to try and secure that knockdown, that kill onto GRISHKAPOWER. Will he also be able to get that revive? That would be very nice for him and the rest of his team if he was going to do that. And yeah, I was going to say, is the counter revive going to come out? But no, GRISHKAPOWER did get taken out.
Oh, that headshot, 58 damage on top of Blast On. Doesn't quite, unfortunately, flush it away. Should be just fine, but did. Oh no. My god, on the right, not coming on through, down to 10 HP, almost taken away. But Perfectix is going for the res on Spyro.
Plus, Nemeth from PG-18 is actually helping Northern Lights, as we did see Manny getting knocked down and fragged out, actually, should I say, as now Tempest, Wookie Bookie looking to get those knockdowns. Although, better luck next time, are going to say to Tempest, better luck next time. As Cleve is the only one that I believe that's left standing. Yes, he's still inside that small building. Do better luck next time, know that he's there. That's one thing I do wonder.
Yeah, you've seen the bottom of his screen. Blast On also trying to make it through, but he's going to clash into another team instantly, and he's going to be taken out of this game by Red Fox Cofest.
Yep. That was just Four Kings. They were pinched from so many teams in that situation. We did see Cleve. He moved around that building, did alert, decided better luck next time. He doesn't have any frag grenades that he's going to be able to throw out. If he did, I guarantee you that would be a difference maker, would be a huge impact. He doesn't want to expose himself from the teams around him. That's why he's kind of proning. He's going to throw out that smoke to kind of just stop that potential push coming out from Better Luck Next Time as Northern Lights are by the side of the road. That car does blow up. Tempest get eliminated in 14th place. Cleve, it was only a matter of time, but...
Hey. Yeah, Better Luck Next Time, they lose some feathers in the process. They lost one of their members.
They kind of do. They
almost lost Artex.
Almost. Nearly never made it. As Northern Lights are on the edge of the circle. They're by the side of the road. They have the smokes, but those smokes are going to run out very shortly. How many more do they have in their arsenal, in their armory, in their backpacks? Of course, we'll hopefully find out as ELGIGANTEN. We haven't really talked about them in this game, but they finished 12th in the last game with only a couple of points, so they want to come back strong. As we know, it's the former powerful roster. ghostar, KnorkiS, the rest of the team want to make big impacts in Phase 3.
Istanbul Wildcats, once again, if you did miss game 1, they got the chicken dinner. It was a really nice point lead. I think it was like a total of 17 points in that very first game. Second position got 16, so they are maybe going to have to shift because on the very edge, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to be in circles, so they're going to have to rotate away. Actually, a lot of the compounds getting cut out of this rotation.
Yeah, ELGIGANTEN most notably.
MJ-Esports, though.
BetterLuckNxTime, they still hold on to their compound. Airstation Mike, they never had the compound after that previous circle shift, but they still are a 4-man team and they still hold the coastline as PG-18, Days and Nemrith. They just for now have a compound, but it's not in the next circle, so they're going to have to make the play to move out as OK Bro got knocked down. That frag is most likely going to be secured on the OK Bro as Red Fox getting the job done again. You know, Red Fox, they got good points first game. They're continuing, yeah?
They're a very aggressive team. The PG-18, they got last position last game.
Yep.
And they said they can try and do a little bit better.
Wow.
Yeah, oh my god, Nemrith is going to be taken out of the corner. Instantly flushed out by ToWzErA. There you go. Extra point for Airstation Mike. Yes, can he make it out? That's almost connected. I thought that connected completely. Here it is. Going to go for that jump shot. 24 damage, followed up with a 32. Daddy angle perfectly done. PG-18 out once again.
Man, you always got to be careful. Don't peek your ass out. Otherwise, you're going to get taken out. So.
The biggest part of the body.
It is. Well, yeah, it depends. As no tag team get eliminated in 12th place, we're down to 11 teams, 33 players alive. The circle closing and these teams getting closer together, especially with little to no compounds in this circle, so they're a little bit more out in the open. Haven't used the trees, haven't used the rocks that they have around them, or even just the dips in the earth to their advantage. The Northern Lights are finally eliminated in 11th place. They did great to actually last so long in this game because they were pinched so many times, caught in the crossfire time and time again between even the likes of Red Foxes and I believe Jokers. As now Airstation Mike, again, they're still a 4-man team. They're inside the circle. They are primed in a high ground position, overlooking the rest of the teams.
This high ground going to be very valuable for them. You can see that we have only a few teams remaining, going to be down to 10 now. And I can see a big rotation is going to happen. The phase is almost closing up. And one team I was going to say that's in a really big struggle right now is Istanbul Wildcats. And one member remaining is going to be Laza, shot also by the likes of MJ-Esports, having 2 teams on his tail. He has to try and take his time. He is still out of the circle and is slowly going to be ticking away. Just a few seconds remaining, 20 seconds to be exact. Going to try and rise back up to try and go in at full force against the likes of BetterLuckNxTime. He does have that M4, but it's pretty much not going to be enough, I'm sure. Here it is. Oh, does actually find Arctic, but he can't find the flush, unfortunately, and he will be taken out. Istanbul Wildcats out in 9th position.
There's really nothing he could do.
Yeah.
He was just going to try to secure a frag before he got taken out. Didn't quite get done. The knockdown came out, but better luck next time, no pun intended, as this next circle shift has come out. Airstation Mike has gone a bit more northwards of the circle. They're looking to be aggressive. They know what they can do. They're feeling confident. They're feeling strong in this game 2 on their position in this circle as ELGIGANTEN. They've had to move out of their compound, and they've been flying out, the shots been flying out from the likes of MOORPHEUS, who did so well in game 1. KnorkiS behind that vehicle, peeking, taking the shots off. KnorkiS is going to try and get himself off. ghostar is just trying to dance around those bullets as Marcelek does get taken down by KnorkiS.
Yeah, and they're not out of the woods if they do win this fight because they still have to rotate away. And a few teams huge potential is still around the corner, and they can try and deny that rotation.
Both teams are outside the circle.
Exactly.
To point out.
So they've got to try and keep that in mind. Here it is. He's trying to close on through.
Of course.
But I mean, he should. There's so many smokes really can try and easily get close quarter with the likes of this team. But 5 kills going over to Airstation Mike as they take out Jokers.
Red Fox Metabay with that grenade, taking down a squad just like that. Great play coming out from Red Foxes in this game 2. Man, I'm definitely impressed with this team so far. It's huge potential. Are going to look to take out the side of BetterLuckNxTime, who are eliminated in 7th place. We do see huge potential inside that little shack. Going to find themselves under a lot of pressure as Red Fox still driving their way through. Zolters, Gerhawk, man, not looking too good for them, but still holding out strong. As grenades from Airstation Mike towards the side of Red Foxes. Now, ELGIGANTEN. MOORPHEUS, taking shots from Team MOOPHEUS from a distance. Now going to secure that knockdown, secure that frag onto Zolters, leaving a one-man army of huge potential.
He's going to try and close on through. Still one member remaining in that shack. Does have the information over there. Oh, Kejaran going to be taken out of the picture. Flushed out by MOORPHEUS. That is really surprising shot. I did not think you would actually be able to see him. Oh my god, the big 180 up Hawk. They saw that he was taking shots, was reloading, tried to get out of that little building, turn it on its head. Greatly done from him.
Yeah, but is Grinhawk going to lose his life? Is he going to be able to get into his zone? No, he gets taken down. Huge potential eliminating 5th place, but he did secure both the placement point and a frag point for his side in the process, as MetaBay from the side of Red Foxes. He's on 3 kills already. Red Fox is on 6 in total. Now look, turn their attention onto Airstation Mike, trying to get into this circle, trying to get into the zone to keep their hopes and dreams of a chicken dinner alive in this game. Dip, dodge, duck, dip diving behind this rock.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1v4. And this can regen back KoFest, but unfortunately Team MOOPHEUS out in 4th position. Only 3 teams remaining. The shift is going to go on no teams in the next phase.
Yeah, the final 3 teams, the final 9 players, none of them are in the circle. Although MJ, the 3-man team of MJ, now very close to it. They are just going to get into the circle, as we did see ToWzErA knocking down MetaBay from the side of Red Foxes, who essentially only have KoFest left standing. Will the revive come out? I don't think it will. No, it won't. Indeed, what is KoFest going to do is going to have to dance in between a rock. Try and find a couple of shots off. The biggest hope for him is that he can secure a frag. And if he can look to reposition, even just a little bit, to kind of just knock the senses of Airstation Mike off a little bit, it will help. All the while, Airstation Mike, they have to get into the circle. So they're actually kind of ignoring Red Fox. And I kind of agree with that, because they're going up against MJ-Esports.
Yeah, instead of taking out the kill, go for better rotation, go for better positioning. But MJ, they rotated first in that circle, and they got a really good front line, going to try and slow down and even completely stop maybe that engagement of Airstation Mike.
Because MJ-Esports awareness on point, because they know that the shots are coming up from the north side of that circle.
So they move there.
So they look to gatekeep it. Although it's kind of gone against some of his Jazza. It does get the knockdown on ToWzErA. It's a bit of a 3v2 situation. All the while, there's still KoFest from Red Fox there. And I think Airstation Mike are going to be aware of that, so they have to keep one eye in both directions right now. Mini got knocked down, so now it's just one member of MJ-Esports. As you know, no way MJ-Esports get eliminated in 3rd place, so now it's a 1v3 situation. As,
4 actually. Going to be full squad.
Sorry, 1v4. My humble apologies.
Yeah, KoFest going to try and do the moves. Did get scouted out. They know exactly, because they left that fight earlier. They know exactly where he was left that earlier. Going to try and take a shot, but you know, he tried. No issues right there. But Airstation Mike, nicely done, securing the 2nd chicken dinner of today's games.
Especially after game 1, finishing 10th race with only a couple of points to come back with that chicken dinner. Overall dominating performance. I did like MJ-Esports rotation at the end. As I said, being aware of where the shots were being fired from in that northerly direction, you look to kind of gatekeep. But whether or not they got caught out after that, interesting to see if they got tiny bit tunnel vision on just their rotation and not being as aware. Maybe it's the fact that Airstation Mike kind of had a bit of a high ground. It's interesting, but gotta say, Red Foxes, 2 games in a row. Consistent points, consistent engagements, consistent squad wipes.
In Group A, Tornado Energy is so consistent, and I think we've seen like Red Foxes have been like basically the Tornado Energy of this Group B. Going to go back over the highlights of this 2nd game on Erangel. Look at that, the early fight that happened of Istanbul Wildcats versus that Storm from Tempest. Tempest also struggling a lot this 2nd game this time around, and not really quite finding and breaching on through was that compound.
As I said, it was a deja vu for the side of Team Unique as MJ-Esports took them out. Jokers, they were finding themselves under a bit of an early pressure. AmerouuS, who was the one of 2 players left standing from brute force, but the other player was actually on the other side of the circle, so he was kind of essentially on his own, still finding points, still finding kills for his side, as we saw Northern Lights. They were a team that found themselves consistently under pressure, consistently in engagement, and they survived for so long as either a 2 or 3 man team throughout this game.
Yeah, Istanbul Wildcats, that's when they had to try and rotate. Unfortunately, that high ground, even though it was for them, they didn't have the compound. He was the last member standing, 1v4, and also MJ-Esports in the distance, applying some nice pressure shots. So that's going to be the end of their story for this game. Huge potential. Also, play at the very end, turning it around and getting 1 kill on extra positioning points you talked about earlier. That was a huge play from huge potential. And there you're going to see the move going on very easily. MOORPHEUS, though, able to scout out, and also a member of MOOPHEUS earlier. Was not expecting him to be able to see it through that smoke.
Yeah.
And got that nice flash away. And then Red Fox just denied that rotation after from huge potential out in 5th position.
Yeah, and it's just Metabay on his own. I know he kind of got knocked down, but he did so much work before he got taken out as MOOPHEUS were eliminated at that point. I mean, it came down to 3 teams. And what was really important for Red Foxes was that Metabay, and what did help them was the fact that MJ pushed a little bit more forward. If MJ had it backed off on the edge of the circle down the south side, we most likely would have seen Red Foxes go out in 3rd place from point standing point of view. But because they moved on forward, Airstation Mike had to turn their attention onto MJ. They took him out. Red Foxes finished in 2nd. But this is the results from Game 2. Team Unique, the only team uniquely getting 0 points in that game, unfortunately.
Yeah, not feeling too good this time around. Also, PG-18, then he got 1 point. So in 2 games, only 1 point. They got to try and step out those stats. Those are rookie numbers. Yeah, they're going to be the lowest section of the current standings. Going to go over slowly to the top 8 teams. Airstation Mike's 21. Wow. Finally, the 2nd game already over 20 points right off the bat.
Max, Airstation Mike and MJ-Esports.
MJ, yeah.
The only 2 teams that got kills in double digits. However, Red Foxes, again, I said it, 12 points in game 2, 9 points in game 1. That's 21 points in 2 games. What is that? That's an average of 10.5 points per game. I know it's only 2 games, but it's setting a standard, right? It's kind of saying to yourself, okay, we're going to start with this average. If we drop down 2 or 3, we're still hitting enough of an average to qualify for the finals.
We're going to try and start with a bang right off the bat. That's great from this team. Go over the head-to-head of Airstation Mike and MJ. That's actually really close. And I'm not really surprised because there are 2 teams that have been just so dominant in their rotations and also picking so many fights over the course of the game. Their conversion rate from damage to kills is actually absolutely insane. And over to the kill leaders. Junlu, 7 kills for MJ because they've been in a very center section of the map and they just kept stealing kills left and right.
Like MJ-Esports, when I've seen them perform well, they perform as good as some of the absolute top teams in Europe in the PEL, and they have that potential. It's just when it kind of goes downhill, it can go downhill very badly. However, they're kicking off this phase with a bang, especially this game 2. As Juno, damage 891, followed by Hugstar from Airstation Mike, my apologies.
Yeah, but there you go. Game 2 going over to Airstation. Let's hope to see what can happen in the next game. That's going to be on Miramar. Get your flip-flops and sunscreen ready. We'll be back in just a few short minutes.